Hi, joining me today is Eve Hogan, my co-host on Heart Talk Radio, as well as my beloved friend and colleague. Eve is a relationship specialist, and she's joining us today because we're going to talk about, can you really have sex with no strings attached, Eve? What's your experience? You've been doing this for a long time.
I think it's the rare soul who can actually have sex with no strings attached. In essence, the whole concept of having sex sort of attaches strings, if you will.
Right.
I don't know if you want to go cosmic on it. I really do believe there is an energetic connection that happens between two people, and it creates strings. That's why they call it making love, because it creates an energy between two people. So, can you have it with no strings attached? I think you can make agreements that keep it in a certain category.
Platonic.
Platonic.
Yeah. Why
platonic isn't that the definition of platonic? Is that you're not having sex?
That's right. Platonic sex. So, that's an oxymoron.
Less sticky. You can make you can make the goal of making it less complicated, but whether it is actually in people's hearts or not, or whether they're just pretending so, is yet to be determined.
Why do you think it doesn't necessarily always work out? Like, our intentions are maybe to not get attached, but what mechanism inside of us ultimately attaches us, you think?
Well, I think it's the very nature of sharing something so intimate with someone that causes us to bond with them. I mean, it causes a bonding, an emotional bonding, an energetic bonding, a physical bonding. And so even if we start out with, hey, yeah, let's go for it, friends with benefits, no problem, I won't expect anything from you, you don't expect anything from me, and then you engage in this completely vulnerable and intimate act, what you feel on the other end of that may not be what you went in expecting to feel. And so that makes it a little bit more complicated than one might expect. The same is true when someone goes, oh, sure, we can do a menage a trois, let's get with another couple or something. And you think you can do that without any weirdness. But I've met almost everybody I've ever met who's gone there has reported weirdness afterwards,
So should we be suspicious of folks who want to get involved and don't want strings, or is it a better place to look and investigate, why would we want no strings attached? What type of person doesn't want any strings, Eve?
Yeah, well, you and I both kind of take the strong focus of self-inquiry. So more than even looking at what another person is doing, I would really need to look at myself, and I would encourage whoever I'm working with to say, what you want is, or is this really sort of a hidden agenda?
That's right.
Oh, sure, I'll have sex with you with no strings attached, because then you'll fall in love with me, and then we can have some strings attached. And I think there's sometimes an ulterior motive hidden a little more deeply.
That's right.
Like maybe he'll fall in love with me if we do this. And
so suffice it to say, it's a really good inquiry. What is it that you want? And try to be upfront and honest about it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you and I both focus a lot on asking questions, and one of my favorite things to sort of advise people on, if you will, or kind of offer a practice, is to really take the time to ask some questions and determine who you are and what you want, and find out who the other person is and what they want.
That's right.
Because what I've found is that we tend to ask more questions about a car we're buying or a house we're buying than we do about someone we are on the verge of getting intimate with or going on a date with. And it's really important that we take a step back, because so often what we do is we go, wow, this looks good, this feels good, and in reality it's not good. And we need to find out that before we move forward.
Yeah, before we tie ourselves up in a web or wad of string that we can't get out of. Exactly. Thanks so much, Eve. We so appreciate your support and your help. Eve Hogan, go to evehogan.com for more information, everybody. See you next time. I'm Maryanne Comaroto. Bye.